What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be doing a Doom Eternal Demon tier list because I just finished the game and I thought it would be a perfect opportunity while it's still fresh on my mind to make a tier list and give my opinion on some of these enemies. This is going to be an overall, like, what I thought about the enemy tier list, like based on difficulty, how they looked, how they played, and what annoying abilities they have. So we're going to be going into that right now. I got the tier list right here. This is every enemy, including some of like the more ones that you don't even actually really fight, like the hell priests and stuff like that. So yeah, we got everything on here, every single demon, even though the ones that you actually fight in cutscenes. It looks like it's gonna be in alphabetical order, so let's just go ahead and get into it. We have, like I said, six tiers. C is kind of like the middle of the road. D and F are bad. B, A, and S are good. So we have more good tiers than bad. Anyway, starting off with the Arachnotron, man. Classic, classic demon. I think this is in the original game too, in Doom 2016, obviously. I've only played Doom 2016 and Eternal. Well, I did play Doom 3 as a kid, but that shit used to terrify me, so I never finished it. I don't know if it's on Doom 3 or not, but the Arachnotron, super cool little design, like a brain on freaking wheels, dude, or claws, I guess. Has a big old plasma cannon on the top. Can shoot grenades at you after you blow it off. It usually just shoots the cannon at you. It can also melee with its claws. I think it's just a really cool enemy, and an enemy that's like the first heavy demon that's introduced in the game on the very first level. Pretty easy and simple to deal with. You can stun it pretty easily. You can take out its main gun really easy with the precision bolt for the heavy assault rifle. I'll put this in B tier. I think it's a pretty solid, good demon. Next up, I believe this is what, the Arch Vial or whatever, the Arc Vial. Yeah, the Arc Vial. These guys kind of get introduced more later into the game, and they basically are a mobile buff totem. I don't know if I can't remember if they spawn enemies. I think they spawn enemies too, but they do definitely buff them. So I usually kind of focus on these guys immediately before they do their little ritual to buff them. Because buff demons, especially on Nightmare mode, this is going to be based off Nightmare mode, by the way. That's the difficulty I completed the game in. I haven't even played all the other difficulties. But based on Nightmare mode, buff fucking demons are absolutely insane and do shit tons of damage, and they move fucking fast as fuck. So I usually try to take this guy out as soon as possible. And this guy has a shit ton of health. He has some pretty fucking annoying attacks. Like, he has some fire things that can just attack you from seemingly everywhere. It can teleport wherever the fuck it wants. So like using lock on burst for like the rocket launcher is pretty much fucking useless because he's gonna immediately teleport across the map when you do it, and then he's gonna still somehow hit you with his fire, which is fucking stupid. That's one of the main things I hate about this motherfucker, is that he can just attack you from anywhere seemingly. It also has the ability to like have fire surround itself too. So like if you get too close, it can set you on fire and do absurd amounts of damage. So a very difficult enemy. That's a pretty cool design, though. I'll give him that. You don't really see him that much. There's like one or two Slayer gates that he's in, and a few other encounters later in the game that he shows up in. Overall, I'll put him in like C tier. This one I think is what, the Baron of Hell. Has a different look on. That's a Fireborn Baron. That's the Baron of Hell. This one's the guy that like the big motherfucker who like glows when you shoot him, I think. Yeah, Sony's skin breaks away, revealing a skeleton engulfed in a bright magma-like glow. So yeah, this is like a buffed Dread Knight, which this is a Dread Knight right here. This is the variant of Hell. So it's just a buffed, bigger version. It's like a super heavy demon. This thing takes a shit ton of damage, has AoEs and stuff. It can shoot the little beams of light at you with the blaze. Kind of does everything like what a Dread Knight does, but with more fucking HP and a bit wider AoEs and stuff. Just like I said, more of a buffed version of a Dread Knight is all it is. So I'll put it in C tier along with the Arch Vial. Buff Totem, I don't even know why it's on here. This isn't even technically a demon, I don't think. But all it does is buff the enemies around you and spawns more in once you kill them. So you have to take this out to complete the counter. But it just buffs everything. You got to find it. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. Put in D tier. Cacodemon, probably the easiest of all the heavy demons in the game, in my opinion. Literally all you need to do is either use your sticky bombs on your shotgun or throw a frag grenade in this thing's belly and it instantly stuns, giving you easy armor and health. So super easy. I think it's a cool design. It looks like a flying meatball with some arms attached to it. So it's pretty cool. Classic demon as well. It's been in like every game, I think. So super cool, but because it's so easy and you kind of like don't even worry about them, I put them in C tier. It's like at the point like where it's like these guys are like, or especially this guy is like so hard, he's annoying, so I put him in C tier. But this guy's like so easy, like I don't even like care enough to put him any higher because he's just like I said, you throw a grenade or you throw a sticky bomb in his mouth and it instantly stuns. Next up, we have the Carcass. I fucking hate this thing. An instant F tier for me. This thing's shields are so fucking annoying, dude. It's like, oh my god, the amount of glory kills I missed and then eventually died because I couldn't get health because of this guy is fucking crazy. The motherfucker just looks nasty too. Has and like thrusts its hips at you that does like these little rings of fucking plasma that absolutely destroy your HP. The only real benefit this guy has is like their shields sometimes kill themselves when you blow them up with a plasma weapon, or kills and stuns demons around it, which can actually end up benefiting you. But most of the time, when you can't fucking see this motherfucker, he could put his shields anywhere across the fucking map, pretty much. And right when you're about to glory kill like a heavy demon or something, this motherfucker puts a shield right between you and them, and you're just punching the fucking air. And it's so fucking annoying. I fucking hate the damn Carcass, bro. Probably my least favorite demon in the fucking game. Just full stop. I don't like the Carcass at all. So I'm putting him in F tier. Honestly, if there was a tier below F, it'd be in Carcass tier because it's just so much. I fucking hate it over everything else. Next up is a cue ball, which in Doom 2016 it was just like the engineered zombies, and they would actually attack you. And Doom Eternal, they don't really show up very much. I feel like it's only like in like one mission these guys actually show up on, and basically they stay there stagnant, and then you shoot them and they launch and pretty much kill every single fucking heavy demon in the game. So it's like a fucking one shot. I don't know about Cyber Mancubus because you never get to see the two together, but it can take out the Mancubus, it can take out the Arachnotron, it can take out the Hell Knights and stuff in one shot. So that's pretty cool, but in the I think it's like serpents or whatever. So that's pretty cool, but overall it's just like an environmental thing, kind of like the totem. So I'm just put it in D tier. So we got the Cyber Mancubus, just the Mancubus that shoots plasma and is like residual. So like it when it hits the ground, it stays there, and that can really fuck you up. It's fucked me up plenty of times, and it has more armor, so it's harder to kill. Even though a blood punch knocks all of its armor off and just turns it into basically a normal Mancubus. I think the design is really cool, though. I really like the look of the Cyber Mancubus. I like the Mancubus in general, dude. I think it's a really cool looking thing. But like I said, all the Cyber Mancubus is, it has more drip, shoots different projectiles, and has more HP. Overall, I'm going to put it in B tier. Next up, we have, was this the Doom Slayer? The Doom Destroyer? I don't know the exact name. Yeah, it's the Doom Hunter. So this is the first boss of the game where you fight 3 of them in total, 1 in the beginning, 2 in the later stages, to kill the fucking Hell Priest right there. Basically, this guy is honestly pretty freaking easy. In my second run on Nightmare difficulty, I was able to do the single one. I think I did the entire boss fight on one attempt. Basically, what I usually do, he has a shield on top that you can do for extra damage, but I usually like never. In my first playthrough I did, but my second playthrough I didn't even bother taking off its shield. Just focus on the treads of the little hover engine thing that it has, and he's a pretty easy kill. But he does have some. Those rockets are probably the most annoying attack it has, and if you get close, it fucks you up because it has like that little fucking saw thing. But overall, as long as you focus like using maybe micro missiles, if you get lucky, or a lock on burst especially, will fuck this thing up. Lower body off, it'll split off, and it has no shield, and it's just easy pickings. Once it's in the second phase, it's so much easier. Once it pops off the fucking little hover pack thing, and I think it looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie, put this in A tier actually. Not a challenging, but not too challenging boss fight. The later encounters that you have this thing in, they're a bit harder because they have a lot more reinforcements. But overall, just a solid, solid demon. Next up, we have the Dread Knight, which is just a buffed. It's like between a Hell Knight and a Baron of Hell. It can send like those beams at you. It kind of does everything that the Baron of Hell did that I mentioned earlier, just at a smaller scale with less HP. Has more HP than the Hell Knight. It does more damage. It really fucks you up on that first Slayer Gate. Really not much else to say. I think I like this design more than the Baron of Hell. So I'm going to put it in B tier at the bottom. But overall, not really much of a difference. Now we have the 3 Hell Priests, which there's no real thing to talk about when it comes to mechanics, which is basically off appearance. Because you don't actually fight these guys. This guy's going to D tier because he literally gets clapped on the first mission. This guy actually has a pretty decent boss fight associated with him, so I'm going to put him in C tier. And this guy, I'm going to put this guy a bit higher because I like this guy's boss fight more than this guy's, which was the this guy right here. So we're going to put the final Hell Priest at the bottom of C tier. Just real quick and easy. You know, like I said, they're all in cutscenes, so yeah. Now we got these like eyeball things that you only see like twice in the game. D tier, I guess. It's just kind of like the buff totem, the cue ball, and the other thing. It actually does shoot shit at you, but it doesn't move. It's stationary. It's in like a little brain mission towards the end of the game. That you gotta shoot them. They have a lot of health. That's about it. Gargoyles. Probably one of my favorite enemy designs because it reminds me of like the fucking Sangheili or Elites from Halo with like their mandibles and stuff. And they just look fucking dope as shit. They have like these blades for hands. They can fly around. They shoot plasma at you kind of like an imp. It's just like kind of like an upgraded imp in my opinion. Super dope. There's a fodder demon though, so they're not very difficult to deal with. To take a few shots and you get some easy glory kill action on them. Go ahead and get that blood punch going. But I'm gonna put it in A tier just because, like I said, the design, in my opinion, is absolute gas. Next up is a Hell Knight. Probably my favorite demon in the entire game. Just a fucking straight bruiser, charger, dude. Fucking absolutely dope, dude. When you first introduce him and this fucking soundtrack, it's going crazy, dude. It's fucking, I don't know. I just like the Hell Knight, man. I liked its design. I like how it fights and everything, bro. That shit going to S tier, bro. Probably my favorite demon in the game, honestly. You see them a lot. They're not that hard to deal with, but they're super aggressive. They have some cool moves, and they look awesome doing it. So now we have the Icon of Sin, which is the final boss of Doom Eternal. I thought this boss fight was kind of whack. I ain't gonna lie. I think I preferred the Con Maker's boss a lot better than this one. I kind of wish the Con Maker was the final boss, but basically it's a big ass kind of like Baron of Hell looking thing with some arm, like some fucking power armor attached to it. You got to break off the pieces using your weapons, and then it goes into a second phase where you got to do the same thing, but it's just flesh. It has some cool abilities. It can punch you. It can rain down like fucking meteors on your ass. It can breathe fire. I mean, it's kind of its design is awesome, but I feel like the boss fight was just so lackluster. We're putting it in B tier, actually below the Cyber Mancubus. Was not my favorite boss of. It's a better boss. It's a better final boss than Doom 2016, but in Doom Eternal standards, I feel like it kind of wasn't as cool as a lot of the other bosses earlier in the game. So next up we have the Imp, which is a staple of the Doom franchise. I'm pretty sure they're in like every fucking game. In this game, they're also a fodder demon, and they're pretty much the basic soldier unit of the game. I'm gonna put in B tier. I don't know what else to say about it. Now we have like this brain that you literally just punch after you fight these fucking things. I don't even know why it's on here, D tier. Next up we have the Con Maker, which is probably my favorite boss fight of the game. It was pretty cool. Like you had the stunner and then blood puncher immediately afterwards. She had some really tough attacks to dodge. She'd really fucking destroy your health. That's what I struggled with. I'd lock on burst with the rocket launcher and just get immediately melted. But yeah, you just kind of blood punch her over and over again. But I think she looks cool. I think it was a more interesting boss fight than the Baron of Hell. I'll put it on top of A tier. We're not the Baron of Hell, my bad, the fucking Icon of Sin. Next up we have Lost Souls, which only really show up in environmentally in like one encounter. Other than that, the paint elementals spawn them in and launch them at you. These guys do a lot of damage. They look pretty cool, but honestly a C tier. I'm actually going to put it below everything except for the Hell Priest. I don't know what else to say. Next up we have the normal Mancubus, which I'm going to put just slightly below the Mancubus. Pretty much everything I said about the Cyber Mancubus, minus the drip, is what I'm going to say about the regular Mancubus. Has less health, does less damage, doesn't have that residual goop. Does like a flame AoE if you get too close. Not really not really much to say. I already said everything about I need to say it with the normal Mancubus. Next up we have the Marauder. I think this is going to be a pretty controversial take, but I cannot fucking stand the Marauder, man. It is so annoying to fucking fight, man. One on one, it's not bad, but it does it seems like every time I fight a Marauder, there's at least one instance where I just die because I never have an opportunity to attack it. It literally gets itself either gets itself too close to where I get hit with the super shotgun, and then I try to make some distance, and it stays too close and just keeps shooting me with the shotgun, or I get too far and it shoots me with it hits me with the fucking blade, and you cannot attack it until you get that you're in that sweet spot. And I hate enemies like this where you cannot attack until a certain fucking instance. And this game does that quite a bit with a lot of their enemies, especially their bosses. So like in the Marauder the Marauder was just so annoying, bro. In the first encounter it wasn't bad, but later encounters when you're dealing with this motherfucker and you have to juggle other demons along with them, it's fucking annoying as shit. Cause you kinda gotta focus on him. He's fast as fuck, he has long range, and then once you get to where you want to focus him, he either gets too close or too far and you can't fucking do any damage to him. Cause you gotta fucking stun him like 4 or 5 times to I mean there's a way that one cycle them, but I'm not good enough to do that. So yeah. And the Marauder, like I said, you either get in that perfect zone and sometimes you're too close, sometimes you're too far, and you just get in this loop and then you just take damage because once you're that close it's impossible to dodge any of his attacks. So yeah, I'm gonna put the Marauder in D tier. Lucky he's on fucking F. I'll put him on top of D tier because at least he's an actual enemies. I mean, none of these are actual enemies except for arguably the eyeball right there. And this little wolf's friend can go in with it. I'm actually going to put it lower than the cue ball. He spawns it in occasionally when you're too far away, which makes the fight even more annoying. Now we got like these little maker drones. Yeah, maker drones are super dope. I mean, they don't show up till like much later. Other than that one Slayer gate in the middle of the game or mid-late game or late mid-game, you don't see these things again to like the very last few missions of the story, right? But the cool thing about these things is if you shoot them in the head, they drop a shit ton of ammo and health. So like you get a free if you can like use your meat hook or anything, like your ballista or whatever, and shoot it in the head and one tap it, you get so much ammo and health. You pretty much get full HP. And these guys aren't really that. I mean, they do shoot fast as fuck, so they're pretty easy to get hit by them. But you just get so much ammo and health, bro. Other than that, the design's pretty mid. I'm gonna put them in bottom of B because they're very useful in the game because it's like a fucking support. It's like a fucking gold mine when you see one because you just get like pretty much max ammo and health when you shoot it in the head. But other than that, they don't really do much. This one is, I believe, the Mecha Zombie. Yeah, the Mecha Zombie or Cyber Zombie. A fodder demon that's just a buffed zombie, has like claws that can do damage, it has a flamethrower and a cannon on its arm that can blast you. I think the design is really cool. It looks like a fucking Terminator, dude. Whatever they're fucking called. The fucking, cyborgs from Terminator. So basically what it is a fucking cyborg. So really dope design. This is a zombie. Pretty much like a soldier, but just takes more damage. And it does more damage in return. But since the design's cool, I'll put it in bottom A tier. Actually, I'll put it below the Mancubus. I'll put it between the Mancubus and the Imp. Next up, we got the Pain Elemental, which is kind of just like a buffed version of the Cacodemon, but this had do a lot of things separately. Like for one, you can't stun it by shooting it in the mouth. That would be kind of overpowered, considering that it's a more buffed version of that. It can send those lost souls out at you. It can bite you. And other than that, it kind of floats around. Doesn't buff anything or anything like that, but it's a pretty cool design. I really like its glory kill where you fucking stab its eyeball and then put it back in place and it dies. It's pretty funny. But overall, probably just gonna put it like in the same boat. Probably worse than the Archvile to be honest. No. But it's like the same boat as the Cacodemon to be honest. Maybe a bit higher because it's harder. Let me just make sure that yeah, the Pain Elemental is what it is. Next up we have the Pinky, which in Doom 2016 was probably my least favorite demon in the game. And this one, I still fucking don't like them because you try to get behind them, but if you're too close, they turn on a fucking dime and just hit you anyway. And sometimes when they charge, you can't even hit it before it turns around again and charges you again or whatever. So these motherfuckers are really annoying. They just take so much damage from the front. Basically, what you gotta do is get behind it and shoot its tail until it either dies or stuns. But these things are pretty annoying to deal with. Usually, I just fucking blood punch them and get it over with because even if you blood punch them in the face, they die instantly. In Doom 2016, like I said, they were probably my least favorite demon. In this game, I don't really hold that same sentiment. They're still one of my least favorites, but I'm still gonna put it in D tier, but I'm gonna put it like at the bottom of D tier. But I don't hate them as much as the Carcass at all, but I still don't like them at all because it's kind of like gimmicky how you gotta take them out. Next up, we have the Prowler, which can teleport across the map. I think it can shoot things at you like plasma, like the imps do. And then it can also get in close and just absolutely wreck your HP with melee attacks. Basically, the main thing about this thing is that it can teleport. It's like an imp, but it can teleport. So, and it can get pretty annoying with that, especially when you're trying to do damage. It just immediately teleports. I don't like any of the enemies in this game that can fucking teleport. Going down with the Archvile. Like I just don't like. No, I'm actually gonna put it lower. I'm gonna put it. But anyway, I was gonna say I'm gonna put it in D tier because the teleporting is annoying as fuck, and I don't think it looks as cool as the Archvile, which was right here. Next up, we have the Revenant, a classic demon that can shoot rockets at you, have decent HP, can fly around a little bit. Pretty cool design. Looks like a damn skeleton. You actually get to drive it around. You get to do the Revenant drone to get your supersonic gun, which is the only time you ever do that in the story. Overall, cool design, cool attacks. Put it in B tier. Put it in B tier. Put it right here over the Dread Knight, but not super high. Actually, I should probably put it over the imps and stuff. I'll put it right there. Actually, I feel like you're a little too low as well. I'm gonna put you right there. Next up, we have what is he like the serpents? Apparently, it is called the Whiplash. These guys fucked me up in both my playthroughs. Probably the demon I struggled the single normal demon, or I guess heavy demon that I struggled with the most in this game. Some of its attacks just absolutely wreck your HP, and they send them so fast and across the map and shit, and they're so hard to fucking avoid half the time. Overall, though, the design's kind of cool. It kind of looks like I wanted to call it a serpent, but it's not a serpent. It's called the Whiplash, and but it looks like a snake or something similar to it. Kind of slithers around the map and does some crazy attacks with like it fuck like some chains or whatever, like flamed on fire chains, which is really cool. But damn, did they fuck me up? But because of that, I respect it. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Next up, we have like the soldier zombies. I think he's coming to a variety, but they're just basic fodder demons, kind of like in the same boat as the imp. So I'm gonna put it in B tier with the imp, I think. Next up, we have the specter, or just like a camouflaged pinky. So just a more annoying pinky. Bottom D, but at least you don't see him as often. But next up, we have the tentacle, which is just a kind of annoying environmental demon that shows up on a few select maps, like the Super Gore nests and some of the missions before that on Earth. Yeah, we're gonna put you at the bottom of D as well. Now we have the last boss fight of the tier list, which is the something other gladiator is what it's called. So I got the gladiator, which is when you take out the final hell priest of the game. So it has two phases. The first phase is with a shield, where it's fucking pretty easy. The only thing that's really challenging, or kind of challenging at all, is the demons that it spawns in after a while. But basically, all you do is you use a weapon, whether it be like the ballista, the precision bolt for the assault rifle, whatever, just like you would do like a marauder or something. So the second the green light shows up, you shoot it, it stuns it, you punch it, and you get health back. You do it over and over again until it drops HP. And then for the second phase, it dual wields like the little maces it has, and you can do damage throughout the entire fight. In a few select parts, you can stun it again. But what's annoying about the second phase is that it does a spin thing with the maces that it sends your projectiles back at you, and if the demon or the gladiator gets too close, it can just attack you whenever right then and there, and you can't do anything about it. And with how the arena is laid out and how small it is, it's really hard to get away from it before it does that shit. It also does like this little thing where it traps you in a thing, kind of like what the Baron of Hell or whatever it was in Doom 2016, where like had like you had like you're like in this corridor, and you have to like jump over shit and crouch and stuff like that. It does the same thing, and you can do damage during it and then stun it right after as well. But probably one of my least favorite boss fights because the second phase is so ass. I fucking hated the second phase. But we're gonna put it in like a similar vein as the Icon of Sin. We're gonna put it in the same vein as Icon of Sin, just because the second phase is so annoying. The only part of it that was annoying was when it spun the fucking shit around and it just got closer and closer until it just attacked you and you couldn't do shit about it. I fucking hated that. Next up, we have the what is this? The cyber demon. This thing just seems to have the most ridiculous amount. I think the cyber demon was in 2016. I think that's what I was thinking of, that did the whole fucking thing, not the Baron of Hell. But the cyber demon seems to have like the most astronomical amount of health I've ever seen, bro. They only show up in a few cases. The most notorious, in my opinion, is when they spawn two of them at a Slayer gate, and the motherfuckers do not fucking die at all. And you're worried about other fucking demons too. And in a small ass fucking arena, yeah, this fucking thing was annoying in those fights. But in the main story, just in the campaign, they're not really that bad. But like I said, they just have a shit ton of. I don't even know if a BFG can take this thing out in one shot. Other than that, its attacks aren't very powerful, and to be honest, I like, almost never get hit by this guy. He's just kind of like there and annoying and distracting, and takes a lot of fucking health. And then when you don't look at him, he does actually hit you and does absurd amounts of damage. Overall, though, his design is pretty cool. Kind of like the same thing as like the Mecha Zombie, but in demon form. Gonna put it right there in B tier. And then next up, we have the fucking Unwilling and the normal zombies that you find without the game. Just gonna put it in C tier. They're really just there to give you ammo and stuff when you only have one fuel and need ammo during a fight, or an easy glory kill to get health pack. That's really all it is. So that's where we're gonna put it. There's really not much to say about it. But yeah, this is all the demons in Doom Eternal. Try to make that one quick and concise for you guys. But this is what I think about every demon. At the top, we got the Hell Knight, because I think it looks the coolest. Honestly, I feel like the Con Maker could go up in S tier because it's my favorite boss fight too. But yeah, a few A tiers, two of them being boss fights. We got the Gargoyle because I think it looks like a fucking elite from Halo, and then the Whiplash because I think its design's cool. And it fucked me up a lot of times. So, and then, oh my god, froze again. But rounding at the bottom, we have the Carcass because the Carcass's shields are fucking annoying as shit. And I think his attacks are annoying as shit. I hate his fucking design. And then the two Pinky variants. Fucking don't like the Pinkies, but I don't hate them as much as the Carcass. But that's it. Once again, this shit crashed. I don't know why it froze on me, but probably because of all these fucking ads that they fucking show on this shit. But anyway, guys, that's all the time I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it as always, and I'll see you guys in another one. Peace.